Dear students, welcome back to the online sessions on embedded systems, and we are continuing with our session that we left over with keyboard interfacing along with the LCD to the 8051 microcontroller. So this is the microcontroller, and some of the pins of microcontroller are normally connected to the keypad, and some of the other pins are connected to the LCD display unit. So this is what we are looking into the program. And here what is so important is what pins are used for LCD and what pins are used for the keypad. Interfacing is the one which is important. So the pin numbers P10, P1, P1.0 to P1.7 are connected to the LCD display data pins, and P2.0, P2.1, P2.0 are connected to the control signals RS, W by R and enable pins. And lower order P0 port 04 pins are used to connect to the rows of the keypad, and higher order P2 port pins are connected to the column bits for the keypad. Now, like this, we are simply interfaced 8051 microcontroller to keypad as well as to the LCD. Okay, so this diagram, don't get confused here. You're seeing three 8051 because all these three 8051 representations are only one. The ports for 8051 for a single 8051 have been used over here. So, therefore, we can say that on one side you're going to have the keypad, other side you're going to have LCD to the 8051 microcontroller. So this programming part, let us look into this. The first part is going to be same. The first part is going to be known as initialization part. You have to initialize the keypad with the vertical columns. So here what we're doing is this P2, this is important, P2 higher order pins are used. So therefore we have to mask the unwanted bits. So the unwanted bits of P2 port 2 is going to be the lower order pins. So lower order pins are making it to 0. Okay, so this is important. So lower order pins of P2 port are made are have been masked over here. Then P0 bits are all made equal to 0. Next is what we are simply transferring these contents of P2 into the accumulator A. Then we are just simply performing the operation called as end operation to further cross check about about the values of the pins on higher order port 2 pins going to be equal to high. So they want to be high. So if they are high, then we just go for this comparative statement. Compare the two operands. Jump if not equal to 0 to K1. If these two are same, then the condition is true. That is whatever we want for initial condition, that is true. Then the control comes to the next statement. If it is not true, means what? Initial condition fails. Therefore, the task of initializing the port 2 is simply going to get repeated continuously. So if the port 2 is initialized such that all higher order port 2 pins are made equal to 1, then the control comes to the next block. We are simply going to call delay function, wait for some uh, instance of time. Then we scan for the key press in the column, right? So now after that, the user is going to press a button on the keypad. So once you press a button on the keypad, we have to check for this button press on the keypad. So that means, say for example, any one key, say for example, this key has been pressed. So which is nothing but D3 from column and D3 from row. From row it is D3, from column it is D3. This particular pin has been, this particular combination of row and column transistor has been, or a key has been pressed over here. So when this key is pressed, we have to test for this key. So the whatever contents which are there in P2, that will be simply transferred into accumulator. So this port 2 has got the information regarding this particular key press on the vertical column. That means P2.1 is always is normally going to become equal to 0 once this particular key is pressed. So P2.0 is 0. That means this bit has become equal to 0 for us now. So that means what here, the bit what you're looking for is something like D3 pin has been made equal to 0. So that means here is D3, it is made equal to 0. When it is equal to 0, what happens now? I am simply performing end operation with these two. Now this condition, what happens now? What the contents in A will be stored now? It's going to be 1110. All zeros here is stored in A, and we check with this condition. So if the key is really pressed, this condition becomes false, and simply the control, the non-zero, that means the jump, compare the two operands, jump if not equal to 0. So obviously the after comparison the result is not going to be same in the register A and also this particular data frames. So once this condition is true, now this condition becomes true, then the control goes to over. So it simply comes to over, and we wait for a delay time period of say some 20 milliseconds. Then once again we check for this particular P2 contents here, whether the key pressed is going to be the required key. So this is nothing but we are once again repeating the same process to check for debouncing of the key. So that means once again same statements are repeated here. Once again compare jump if not equal the contents of A with this bits. Now contents of A is going to be simply 1110. This is the contents of A, and these contents are we are checked with this, and these contents are stored in A, and this condition is checked here with respect to A, and the condition becomes true. When the condition is true, the control comes to over 1. In the over 1, what we are doing now, let us see. We have to check for the row now. So already we are conformed with the column. Then next we'll check for the row bits. So for the row bits, so we'll simply initialize the zeroth row. Now this is going to be D0, D1, D2, D3 of the row. So this is actually given in the port 0. This has to be given to port 0, that we will see just now. So first of all, we initialize the R0 register with the required row. Say we are testing for row 0. We test this row 0. Then next, the accumulator contents are stored in A. Sorry, stored in R1. What is there in A? A contains here the column key. Whichever is the column key, that column key is normally there in A. Next condition is that this P0 is normally stored in A. So what is P0? P0 means what? It is going to be D3 bit of the port 0. That means third bit of port 0 information. So that so, so this information we have to store in the accumulator. So that means after this particular condition, what is that we are looking for now? Our lower order bit. Now once again I check with this condition now. Here I have to mask all the unwanted bits of accumulator because I am looking only for lower order. So lower order bits, I simply make them as 1. Higher order pins, I simply make them as zeros. So unwanted bit positions have been simply masked. So higher order bit positions of P0 have been masked over here. Okay. So here I am performing the end operation. So in this end operation, what is P0? D3 bit of, that means third bit of P0 is made equal to 0 here because of key press. It is made equal to 0 because of key press. Then these two are performed with end operation. The result is stored in the accumulator. So what result is stored in the accumulator we normally going to have? So the result in the accumulator is going to be these 4 zeros, 0, 111 is stored in the accumulator. Then we go for the comparative statement, compare the accumulator contents with this. Okay, so in this comparison, the condition becomes false. Why the condition becomes false? Accumulator contains this one, and we are testing with the row 0. This is row 0. So the result is not going to be same. This is not same with this. So the condition normally goes into this condition is false, not true. Since condition is false, the control don't go to row 0. So since condition is false, control comes to the next statement. In the next statement, I have to check with the next row, second row. Now same set of statements are repeated for second row. So like this, we'll be repeating the same set of statements for 3 rows. Fourth row, it is going to have a match now. So this is second row. Second row means this bit is 0, and I'll be into second row. Then the contents of accumulator are stored in R1 and P0 is stored in A. Same set of instructions are repeated continuously if you see carefully. Now here, what is that which we are looking for? Actually, the contents, the P0, yeah. This is important now. The P0 contents won't change. See the P0 contents? The P0 contents are going to be same. D0, D3, D4, D0, D0, D1, D2, D3. So D3 bit of P0. That means third bit of P0 starting from 0 is 0. Now that remains same for all this. conditions for all these iterations. So now I mask the higher order bits and I'll store the result in the accumulator. And accumulator contains what the contents of accumulator, four zeros, and next is going to be something like four zeros. The contents of accumulator is going to be what now? P0. P0 means what? 0 triple 1. So the 0 triple 1 is once again 0 triple 1 is once again try to compare with 1101. So 0 triple 1 is not same with this, so therefore the condition becomes false. Then once again the same set of instructions are once again being repeated. Now this condition is also going to be false, and finally I'll come to the next condition statement here. This one I'll come. Then I'll check for the next row, that is the last row, D third row, D3 row. I'll check. So in this particular data is simply copied into the register R0, and I'll move the contents of A into R1. So R1 contains the column register, R1 contains the column register here. So P0 contents I'll store in A so that I can use in the end operation. So I'll mask the higher order bits of P0 register. So this information I'm storing into accumulator. So now, what is the contents of accumulator after the execution of this instruction? Because A is going to be, what is the content of A? A will be equal to 000 0 triple 1. Sorry, 4 zeros 0 triple 1 is the contents of A now. So this is the contents of A. So four zeros 0 triple 1 is the contents of accumulator. Now what is there in accumulator? Actually the same thing is there in P0 that I have copied in A. Now this is matching with this. So contents of A is equal to 4 zeros 0 triple 1, and I'm simply comparing the contents of A with the same thing. Now here what happens? Compare jump if not equal to 0. Compare jump if not equal to 0 to row 3. Okay. Now the 0 flag is normally going to set over here. Now after executing this statement, compare jump if not equal to 0. That means the contents of A and this data is going to be same. Therefore 0 flag is going to set. It tells that the comparison statement has produced the perfect comparison. So therefore 0 flag is set. So jump if not equal to 0 to row 3. So that means 0 flag becomes 1. So therefore not equal to 0, that is, and control goes to row 3. The control goes to row 3. In row 3, it is going to execute these instructions: move dptr, comma, this k code 3. That means the starting address of k code 3 is simply placed into the dptr register. And then next control goes to the find. It is going to be known as short jump find. Control goes to find. And in the find, what is k code 3? Already we discussed about this k code 3. Okay. When we're discussing about keypad interfacing, we discussed about k code 3. That k code 3 is going to have all the lookup table addresses. Okay, so imagine we have discussed that. You can just simply go back to the keypad interfacing program. In that we have discussed about lookup table. So that lookup table things we are normally going to repeat over here. Same code, we are simply using it here. It picks the value from the lookup table. So the starting address of that is picked over here, and then it is going to contain the starting point of the first column, third row. That address is picked up and put this into the DPTR register. Then simply go to the find. In the find statement, what I'm doing now, this is R1. What is that R1 is having? R1 is having the column bits. So in column bits, D3 column bit of D3 is now equal to high. Sorry, equal to low. Now, apart from that, all of them are going to be masking bits. So this information is stored in accumulator, and rotate accumulator left with carry. So we have to rotate accumulator left with carry means what? What is that which we are having in the column 2? So you have to come back to the previous one. See this D3 bit, this D3 bit is normally equal to 0. So therefore the control comes to this statement, and here what I am doing now, so let us see, rotate accumulator left with carry. So accumulator contents will be rotated left with carry. Then jump if no carry, jump if no carry to the match statement. Okay, jump if no carry. So it is rotate accumulator left, not right. Rotate accumulator to the left with carry. So accumulator contents means what? Just see the contents of the P2 register. So somewhere we have got the P2 register. Yeah, here we have got the P2 register. So this is P2 register. So rotate accumulator left with carry. So once it is rotated here, this bit will simply go into the carry flag. Okay, carry flag bit is going to be that. That means it is, what is the condition I am going to get? See, jump if not equal, jump if no carry, jump if no carry. So the control should jump if no carry. But carry has been generated, carry is there. So therefore the condition false, control comes here, increment this DPTR, and then DPTR is going to locate the second column, third row bit. Then find this once again, same set of instructions are repeated, rotate accumulator left. Like this, we rotate for 3 times. So third time what happens? The carry flag becomes equal to 0, jump if no carry to match. Control comes here, clear the accumulator contents, and DPTR is having the address location of that particular key, that is D3 from column and D3 from row. That has been identified now. And in that address location, whatever data is there, the data is simply transferred into the accumulator with the instruction called movec. What is movec? Move the code from DPTR, from the address pointed by DPTR into the accumulator. Then this accumulator contents are stored in R. So R4 has pressed key character. That means R4, what the R4 contains? It is nothing but the pressed key character. So R4 contains whatever the key is there which is pressed. Say for example, R4 is having the key called as some M. So M is the key, let us suppose that M is there. M has to be printed on the display. I will simply call the program ACALL LCD display. The control goes to the ACALL LCD display. So in ACALL LCD display, we're going to have 38. Now, before we send the data to the LCD, we have to initialize the LCD. Now these 3 steps are going to be common in all the LCDs. Okay. So therefore, first of all, we are simply transferring this 38 into A. It says that 38 means what? We are simply selecting the pixel 5 by 8 pixel configuration. So that means it depends on the 5 by 8 pixel, based on 5 by 8 pixel configuration, the data is going to get displayed. Then the control goes to the ACALL command write. So this command has to be written into the LCD display. So simply command write instruction, the control goes to here, contents of accumulator A, which is nothing but character that has been pressed, is placed into the port 1. So port 1 is output port, which is connected to the LCD. So the next is clear port 2.0, clear port 2.1. Port 2.0 is restart button. So register select button. Register select is made equal to 0. Register select, if it is 0, it is called command. Register select, if it is equal to 1, it is called data. We already know that, discussed about it. And next is clear P2.1. Clear 2.1 means what? It is something like writing. So we are writing data into the LCD display unit. Therefore, we'll write. Then after that, we use an instruction called set bit P2.2. So this is called enable pin. We have enabled the pin. Then we call some delay. Then we disable the pin. So while the that means when the bit position from P2.2 to 2.2.2 is decreasing, that means when it is going to the negative logic, then only this particular data will be transferred into the LCD display. So while it is coming down from high to low, this data whatever is there in accumulator called say M, letter M, is simply placed into, sorry, not M. This A is now containing what now? Command 38. 5 by 8 pixel configuration that is simply transmitted, then return back. Return to where we have called this program. We call this program here. The control comes over, then once again we call delay program, then we call OEH. OE means what? It is normally going to use it to blink the keyboard, and we once again call the command. This command is once again sent it to the LCD display, then once again call the statement, then we normally use an instruction called 01. So 01 is normally going to yeah, this is the command, once again another command to the LCD display unit, which is going to, now this one is going nothing but a command to clear the screen. Zero is nothing but a command which is normally used to blink the screen. So that means here, first of all, what we are doing, we are selecting the pixel, then we are blinking the cursor, then we are clearing the screen. So after that, we are bringing the position of the bit into the first position. That means first row, first position. 80H is normally going to take the position of the cursor of the LCD into the first bit, first position, first row. So this command has been transmitted to the LCD. Then once again, I'm sending the call instruction. Then after calling, then R4 is simply transferred into A. R4 contains what now? Actual data. So that is whatever there in the R4. That means in the previous chapter we discussed about say F. F is the key which is pressed over there. So F is there in that particular location. So that F is normally being placed here. Okay, F or M for that matter. So what key is there in that is not important. It is based on how we program, how we normally put that key in that location. So R4 we normally going to transfer into A, and then we call this data write function. So data write control goes to data write function. Contents of accumulator A goes into P1. The A may be having M or F. Then we set the position bit 2.0. So 2.0 means what? Register select is equal to 0. Means we are transferring data into the display unit. So the next is clear P2.1. Clear 2.1 means what? We are simply sending the uh, data. Okay, so we are writing the data, not we are writing the data into LCD. So therefore, P2.1 should be equal to 0. If you are reading from, if you are reading from LCD, then you have to set this bit P2.1. If you are writing into the LCD, we should clear this bit. Then set bit P2.2 and clear the bit P2.2. In between there is going to be delay. So in the time interval between P2.2 and setting of P2.2 and clearing of P2.2, in this transition period, this bit, the contents of A are simply transferred into the LCD display unit. Then once again return back. The control comes to the return statement over here. Then we are calling the delay. So that means delay program already we discussed in the when we were discussing about the keypad interfacing. So same delay program you can use as well in this particular program. Okay. So what I want from you is that you please take this as an assignment and write down the complete program for the interfacing of keypad and LCD after you go through all these classes. Okay. So please go through this entire thing and submit this as an assignment after you go through this particular session. Thank you very much for the today's session.